Good afternoon. Welcome to the Midday Mole for Friday, the 5th of August. Following Robert Murray M'Cheyne's reading scheme, we move from the end of Mark's Gospel to the beginning of the Psalms. And today, the second day in the Psalms, we read Psalms 3 and 4. Psalm 3 begins with a superscription, an introduction. It says, a psalm of David when he fled from his son Absalom. And it begins, Lord, how many are my foes? How many rise up against me? And he begins appealing to God for help. He says, you, Lord, are a shield around me. I call out to the Lord, and he answers me from his holy mountain. Verse 7, arise, Lord, deliver me, my God. And he's asking God for help. And eventually he says, from the Lord comes deliverance, a word of confidence. And then he ends, may your blessing be on your people. This is a psalm that he prays while he's on the run. He has been king, and his son has tried to overthrow him. And what struck me as I read this for the first time, every time I've read the psalm, it's been there, but I noticed it this time, where he says, when he fled from his son Absalom. And I thought, this happened quite late in his life. By the time Absalom was trying to overthrow him, he'd already been through the whole Bathsheba debacle. He'd already had the affair. He'd already had Uriah murdered. His son had died. His second son with Bathsheba, Solomon, had been born. And now he prays to God like this. This wasn't an innocent, holy, upright, godly, perfect individual. This was a flawed human being who had got so much wrong. And one can trace Absalom's rebellion to his lack of decisive dealing with his family. And it seems like his family took their moral guide from their father. And so there's this whole mess that they're dealing with. And even in that, David can pray to God, and he can write a psalm. He can put this song, and it's in our Bibles today. And for me, that just said, that's the gracious God we serve. That we do get things wrong. David got some things spectacularly wrong. And yet even after that, God forgives. God forgave David. David repented and God forgave him. And he was in a position to write further psalms even after that, even after the mess. And God does that with us. So no matter what you've got wrong, if you turn to God, you can be forgiven and he can still use you. And it doesn't matter what the mess is, you can still in your life write psalms for God. So this isn't about us getting it right. This is about God forgiving us and restoring us when we've got it wrong. What a wonderful, what a great God we serve. Know him and be blessed.